Hello viewers, welcome to my zoology. In this video, I'm supplying you with the solution for the sample paper that I uploaded for the students of class 8. The answers that are jotted here one after another. This is for you to tally the answers that you might have written against the question paper. The question number 1, it is the optic nerve which connects the eye to the brain. The second is the muscle or gland which produces a response is an effector. And the part of the brain that controls consciousness is cerebrum. Now, it is the spinal cord who conducts from the brain to the muscles of the trunk and limbs. And finally, it is the axon, which is a long extension process of a neuron. We come to question number 2, where you have to differentiate between the cerebrum and the cerebellum. Cerebrum is the seat of intelligence, consciousness, whereas cerebellum is the one that controls the muscular coordination. Comes to cranial nerves, it's 12 pairs. Spinal nerves are 31 pairs. CNS consists of brain and spinal cord. PNS consists of somatic and peripheral nervous system. Then it comes to the natural and acquired reflexes. Natural reflex is an inborn reflex which requires no previous experience. But when it is an acquired reflex, we learn it from previous experiences so that the response can be given as a acquired reflex. Next is somatic nervous system, which consists of cranial nerves and spinal nerves, and autonomic nervous system, which comprises of the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. Question number 3 is a table with 10 blanks in it. Here the table is to be drawn and then the answer should be put into the blank places. Number 1 is AIDS. Better to write the full form, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Number 2 is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Number 3 is malaria. Number 4, its causative organism is Plasmodium sp. You may write even Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium vivax or Plasmodium falciparum, all correct. Then the fifth one is female Anopheles mosquito, essential to mention female. The sixth blank is prevention. So we can prevent malaria by preventing the breeding places for mosquitoes. Then comes to 7, that is chikungunya, and 8th one is chickpea, the causative organism of it. Number 9 is dengue and number 10 is dengue. Now we come to the next question, question number 4, where you have to answer the motive of the Operation Flood. This is to produce milk in good amount so that it is reachable to all. And the second part of it is, the year in which it was introduced was 1970. And this was indeed to strengthen the dairy farmers' income and make sure that it is available to all customers. Then we do have number 5, which is to give one example for each. A dual purpose breed of cow is Tharparkar. An exotic breed of cow is Brown Swiss. But we do have many more alternatives for each of these answers as well. Then it comes to a breed of buffalo, which is common to Gujarat, that is Mehsana. Then beyond that, we have an indigenous poultry breed of India, which is Asil. Then an exotic and economic breed of fowl, which is white leghorn. But we do have other alternatives as well for all of these, examples. For examples, you cite any correct example, that would be a scoring point for you. Next, we have question number 6. You got to answer as directed. It is about defining and then also with certain, scientific names as it has been asked in the question. So the first is to define apiculture, which is rearing of honeybee. That's an important part. But why we rear honeybee? That is to obtain honey and other commercially important products, which is together known as apiculture. And apiary, that is a place where the bees are kept or reared. That place is called an apiary. Then we have the definition to be given for an apiarist. That is the person, naturally it will be an individual or person who rears the honeybees, and indeed they are the ones who collect the honey from the beehives along with the other useful products from there. Then the scientific name of the commonest Indian bee is Apis indica. A should be capital and indica's I should be small. Then two useful products of apiculture. You may cite any two useful products, but one should be definitely honey, because that's the most important product. And then beside that you may write as beeswax. And then we move on to the next question, where in the next question you have to supply the required terms or words as it is asked. So the first is name a kharif crop. This is a summer crop. So rice is one of the best examples, but there are many more answers to it. You may give any correct answer. Next is a rabi crop, that is wheat. You again have lots of names, those crops that grow in the winter time. So all those correct answers would be given a scoring answer. Then we have name a root crop. Here the answer could be a sweet potato. Then a plantation crop, it could be coffee, with lots of other examples possible. Then lastly an ornamental plant of horticulture crops, that is bougainvillea. You may have even other choices here as well, crotons and many more ornamental plants. If you have scored around 30 or above, then your revision is going well. But if you haven't scored that much, keep revising your chapters over and over again. It is definitely true that if you work with me and work with your textbooks, you are definitely going to score higher than 90%. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel.